hobby is that there's a first print run of the Gretzky rookie and the 79-80 O-Pee-Chee, and then there's a second print run or a later print run or print run. And there's, on the back of some of the Gretzky rookies, you're going to see two very, very thin blue lines that run parallel horizontally across the back of the card. Some of them are more vibrant than others, just depends on how much ink was in there. And that's what people consider to be first print run. So Bobby and I have discussed this extensively and even gone to the painstaking measures of looking very closely at the backs of uncut sheets and this and that. Bobby, why don't you tell us what your thoughts are, what your current thoughts are on that?
Yes, we're going to go back into there. Is it the first print run? I guess we can get that on the docket first. Is it the first or second? We don't really know officially. I do feel it's the second. I know Jeremy does as well. The blue line's running across the back. I did a calculation from looking at a lot of different cards. We come at about 35% of the cards have the blue line, maybe closer to 40, give or take. That would definitely lean anybody to believe that it would be the second run. They wouldn't fix it along the way. There's no way they would fix it and then it's all nice and everything. It's really funny. If you look at the front of the Gretzky rookies, there's a darker blue and a lighter blue. And the lighter blue usually has those little lines running down either side. It seems that those ones have the blue lines, and whereas the dark blue do not. They're a little bit more prevalent in the blue. So that's where I see the Gretzky differentiate. So are we looking at the blue lines being the first or second print run? I don't know. At this point, I think that they're the second print run. Does it really mean anything? I see on the whole sheet, there's blue lines running down all the cards, except for two cards. I forget. I actually wrote those two down. It seemed like Morris Lukowich and who was the other one who had Dean Talafus. It didn't seem like he had any blue lines, and he's in that line run that runs down the where the blue lines run. So there's a lot of questions still out there on that and what really happened. There's actually down the first row, there's a single blue line on some of the other cards. So it's we're still plagued with, we really don't know at this point. But does it really matter? It doesn't affect the card. It's a natural occurrence to 40% of the cards. So should it matter in the value? I really don't think so. So anybody putting first print run on the cards, it's not going to help you. It's really not. Second print run, maybe. I don't know. I don't think so.
It does help. It does help. I'll just say, Bobby, simply because the generally accepted theory is that when they have them, they're present, and a lot of people want that and will maybe, I don't know if they'll pay more for it. Some people certainly will, but some people will just wait to find one with those two blue lines. And like you said, I believe it's the opposite. I believe that those two thin blue lines on the back represent wear and tear on the equipment versus like you said, they're never going to go back in 1979-80 and fix a flaw. That makes no sense back then. I mean, we see how off-centered many of them come out of the pack. We see the jagged edges. Why would they fix that flaw but no other flaw? Doesn't make any logical sense to me. Karn, have you thought about this? Do you have any thoughts on it, or are you aligned with us?
Yeah, fully aligned. I used to just scour through like the forum to see what others would say, and there's always that big debate about it. And I think you said it right, Jeremy. It's just that generally accepted rule or principle now. Even when you see like Gretzky rookies on Facebook being sold, people always ask, "Oh, is this the first print run with the blue line?" When you're at shows, that same question happens too. And despite the apparent, it seems like I agree with you guys. It seems like it's the second run of it, and despite that, it's kind of just the rule now, and I don't see it going away.
Yeah, and maybe not the second run, but just later on in the process. You know? So when I'm at a card show and I have Gretzky rookies in my showcase, I've never been comfortable putting first print run on there because I've never believed it. But what I do put on there, because I know some people they like it. I don't want to call them they're a sucker for it, but they buy into that. I will put blue lines present. That's what I've marked them with. Just, hey, if you want the flaw on the back of the card, I'll sell it to you, and you want to pay me more, I'll take more money. Like, of course I will. Okay, I think we're good on that for. Oh, go ahead, Bobby, please.
Yeah, just with the blue lines, aesthetically, I like the blue lines not being there. To be honest, actually, it's usually a darker blue card. It looks a lot better. So I don't think there is really too much of a premium.